Hey Lisa, thank you for your patience and thank you so much for ordering a reading from me. So here are the 9 cards that we're going to be looking at. And I'm going to go over them in order, but I want you to first know that these two have to deal a lot with the rest of the reading. Now, as you may notice, they're even holding a similar position. Now, these 2 cards address what's going on inside, what's going on internally. So like what it feels like you're going through, and then what it actually looks like on the outside. So these are things you might be going through inside, and these are how these things appear to the outside observer, or how you physically are manifesting your inner state. So these are very much significant because, like I said, they kind of give us a clue of what cycle we're looking at here. Now, this reading is called Completing the Cycle. So we're going to start by what brought you here, which is kind of what kind of cycle you're in. So accumulated experience is kind of what brought you to this cycle. What lesson are you learning in this cycle? Now, this is something that you would like to see. This is your kind of hopes, expectations, anticipated growth. So this is kind of what you like, if I can put it into other words, this is your reasons for wanting to complete this cycle. Now we look at the next 3 cards, they're going to deal with the work that you are to do. So that's why these 2 are directly above these 3, because they're work cards. So these are going to be some of the things that you're going to either have to do or change or accept, release. That's up to you. So you can either choose to take the information within this reading and apply it by taking the action that we'll discuss, or obviously not. So that's all up to you. Now, next we see the next cards, which is the lesson of the cycle. So if you do take a certain action, what's gonna get resolved, what's gonna get completed, what's gonna get finished. And then this card is kind of like advice going forward. So looking ahead, these are the things to consider. Like before you begin the new cycle, this is going to be the card that you're going to have to work with still. So that's the overall structure. We're going to jump right with these 2 cards. Now, I do have a few crystals here if you're interested. I'll mention them just in case. This is Tiger's Eye. This is Rose Quartz Pyramid. This is Rhodonite. This one, I'm not sure what it's called. And then we have a smoky crystal quartz. So first of all, we have the Queen of Cups. So this card is talking about being very in touch with your emotions. That's what's going on inside, and also you're using your emotional experiences, your emotion, like your feelings, your what you've learned emotionally throughout your life, and it's fueling a dream. You see this lady holding a cup. Now, it's not just a lady, it's a queen. It's Queen of Cups. So she's holding a cup. Now, this cup is something very special. It's a treasure. It's a creation. If you can see, she's in a very kind of maternal pose where she's kind of like holding her belly. Now, this card can talk about pregnancy, but it's not necessarily a pregnancy with a human being. It's a pregnancy with an idea, a vision. So it's like conceiving a vision driven by your love, your emotions, your feelings, how you feel about life, how you feel about yourself. And this cup, it's almost like an offering to the world that is birthed out of the emotion. So this can be very much some kind of a creative work impeding. So this can be writing a book, writing songs, filming films, sharing your life's journey in some form of the other, maybe creating something based on, like I said, these emotional experiences, or just having this very passionate vision for like your dream. This is what I would like to do. This is my purpose. This is what I would like to do. Now, as I said, the curious thing about these 2 cards is that even though they're completely different, one is a queen, one is just a 6, and then one is, cups, and the other one's swords. So there's seemingly nothing really similar going on, but we do have to notice that the expressions and the way they hold their hands is almost identical. So in your case, I dare say that your inner um, drive, this inspiration, this vision that is like you're not obsessed with it, but that's all you're able to think about at this time, is being manifested, and how it appears in real life is that you're on a journey. You're on a journey that you yourself have to do. You have to do it alone. And you're in the journey where you're not able to share some of these ideas with people just yet. You're not able to really explain what you're gonna do or what your vision is. And you know that you can't really share it because they're not gonna understand it. So you're not sharing it. But this is how it appears to other people, that you're on this quiet, mysterious journey, going deeper within yourself, going somewhere in life where you're not really inviting other people. You're not really telling them what it is, why it is, what's happening, where's it all headed, why you're doing this, because you understand that they won't get it, and they might even interfere with your journey. So this appearance of the moon, first of all, tonight is the full moon, so it's interesting. But the appearance of the moon tells us of this kind of subconscious drive that you are driven by your innermost wishes, your core true self that is kind of obscure because you can't really define it in logical terms, but it's that inner essence. That's who you truly are. That's your subconscious mind. That's your, like I said, dreams and ideas and inspiration and meaningful emotions that's driving you on this journey, on this adventure that you're taking on alone. Now, maybe you're surrounded by people. It doesn't mean that you're actually going somewhere alone, but you might be surrounded by people that are observing you on this journey, and they're very much physically there, but they just are not part of it spiritually, if I'm explaining myself correctly. Now, if you have any travel associated with it, this card is saying that it's safe to travel at this time, that your passage is covered. So like if there's anything in the way that you think is in the way, right now it's not in the way. So if you physically have to travel associated with what I've just been describing, this kind of process of going after your innermost dream, vision, purpose, then it's safe to travel now. So just be assured of that. So if there's actual travel on the horizon, it is safe to do so at this time, because it's very much connected to this journey of this vision that you are now living for, because that's the most important, feels like the most important thing of your life. That's the most important thing of like a legacy almost. So, okay, so now we're over these two cards. I'm just so very flabbergasted by how similar their expression is. I don't think I've ever seen these cards together like that. And it's the same, like look at even the face. It's the same person. Do you see that? Like, look at the facial expression. It's almost, I mean, they're slightly different, but it's almost the same person. That's the impression I get. And even like the kind of dress they're wearing. This one's covered up. So to you, to others, it's like, we don't really know what she's doing. We know it's important to her because she's in it. She's on that journey right now. So yeah, so very powerful start. Now we're jumping into these lower level cards. Now they're not obviously less significant, but they are a little more action oriented and trivialities oriented in a way that makes you understand exactly, more specifically, what this reading is pointing towards. So first, we see the King of Pentacles, of course. Now, that's your accumulated experience. Your accumulated experience is being very grounded. Most likely, there is a male figure in your life that has been a very inspiring person. Now, this is not talking about this male figure. It's talking about you, but this person taught you a lot about money. They taught you how to appreciate it. They taught you how to invest it. They taught you that the abundance is unlimited. They taught you that, you can create whatever you set your mind to. They taught you that as long as you appreciate money and, share it and spend it and make it and give it and receive it, the flow will never end. So this is a very grounded person that enjoyed, being outside in the nature, having walks. That can be someone like your grandfather or your husband, or it doesn't even have to be, it really doesn't have to be male, but it's a very responsible person, almost like masculine when it comes to that money energy. So it could have been a female too. So it doesn't necessarily mean a man, but it does mean this kind of steady, reliable, consistent, trustworthy kind of masculine energy of making and distributing and keeping and protecting that financial flow, and also being very connected with nature. That's the accumulated experience. For some reason, I can kind of tell, but for some reason, this experience is very important to the cycle. This person that had this impact on you is very, that relationship is very important to the cycle, because now you're ready to create something of your own, and you want to be in this flow, and you're wondering, how do I incorporate that wisdom? How do I connect it to what I'm trying to do, to this path I'm taking? So that's what your accumulated experience is very relevant with this person to this reading. So because it may seem also another clue is that they follow their passion, like they were doing what they loved, and they had this kind of income or maybe multiple streams of revenue, and they were very responsible with it, but they were also very appreciative of it. They were grateful. They knew how to stay in that abundance flow while doing what they came here to do. So now what your anticipated progress is the Ten of Swords. Now it's a difficult card, because what you're experiencing or have been experiencing is kind of repeating the cycle of stepping on the same, I don't know how to describe that, it's like stepping over the same stuff that like pokes out and cuts you. That's kind of the experience where you've been in the cycle of either, and I think that this has to do with beliefs. This has to do with outdated beliefs. This is kind of the baggage that you're currently having to carry on this boat. Where you're headed, there are things that you're unable to let go of yet. They're kind of slowing down your journey. They're dragging your boat down a little bit. Are these swords? You know, it's that limited belief system. That's why you're trying to complete the cycle, because you're ready for this flow, this abundance, but there's some beliefs that have been working against you. And every time you start a new cycle, it seems like you start the same one in some retrospects, because you still, there's still beliefs. I'm not enough. I can't do it. I'm not good enough for it. I don't deserve to have this abundance. I have to work really hard to make money. I have to, it's a constant struggle. Money doesn't grow on trees. So you have some of the stuff, and I'm not sure if that's what I'm saying is even what it is, but it's beliefs that really hurt you. It's beliefs that make it very hard for you to advance. It's almost like you take one step back, and then you have to take three back, or one step forward, and then you have to take 3 steps back, because you run into this almost immovable obstacle of what you actually believe, which hurts you over and over again, because it's working against you. Your own beliefs are working against you. Now, the next card is going to be very significant to this healing, but that's what your anticipated progress is. This is what you're interested in when you complete the cycle, is you want to get rid of that. You want to stop repeating this stuff. You want to stop having these things work against you that are in your own head. Now, swords, why do I say things and thoughts and beliefs? Because they have to do with thoughts, beliefs, words, agreements, something we've agreed to, something that is an idea, a mental element, a mental construct. So now, work cards. So what kind of work is expected of you? The first one right here, the King of Swords reversed. So just like you had this positive kind of masculine energy figure that was in the abundance and the flow, that taught you that, that it's possible to stay in that flow of abundance. By example, you also had this very unfortunate, also masculine energy figure that was a tyrant type person. That's where a lot of these negative self-beliefs come from, because this person abused their power. They told you you can't. They told you you will never. They told you who the hell are you to even dream about these things. They told you things that were so hurtful. They were very abusive with words, and they were very abusive with their power, and they used that power against you to put you down, to keep you down, to make you feel small and insignificant and stupid and just in the way. It's time to forgive this person. It's time to release this, because a lot of these beliefs, they still have to do with this person. So as long as there's this unresolved anger and pain and grudge and like, I hate this person, I don't even want to talk about them. I don't have anything else to say or do with them. Yeah, I get that. But as long as you still have feelings like that and you're not looking at it, these lodged hurts and beliefs and words are with you, because you're not addressing their source and you're not addressing the consequences that this type of communication with this person caused you. So in healing this person, you're not really doing anything for them, because they don't even, they're in their own experience. You're doing something for you, because you're actually releasing yourself from the stuff. It's the swords is the same thing. I'm telling you, these things come from that person, from that experience, from that work situation, life situation, family situation, where you were abused by someone in power, verbally, mentally, in thought, that they made you believe things that you can't believe and thrive, because they're diminishing, they're horrible, they're unfair, they're unjust, and they're not true. So you really need to go back to the source, and you need to forgive this person, because what they said was about them. What they say and what they do is a reflection of how they feel about themselves. So it's time to release and forgive this person so that you can move on and actually heal. But until you address what happened and really process it and let yourself feel the pain and forgive and release and let it all go by actually being with it and holding space for these feelings and emotions and that healing, when you do that, you'll release yourself from this. You will. I'm telling you, you'll and you won't have to repeat this cycle again. But that's the first step. That's required. That's a requirement. Now, you can choose to do this or not, but I suggest that you do, because it's going to be a major, if that's your goal, you really got to do this 100%. So next, we've got Knight of Pentacles. So the next advice is move slow and steady. Do not rush through this, through anything. Do not rush through, learning this abundance flow. Do not rush through forgetting and releasing this person. Do not rush through your journey or through, yes, some of these swords still dragging you down, slowing down your journey. Does it mean that you're not supposed to go? No, it means you were supposed to go. Just don't rush through it. There is stuff, but this stuff is gonna make you stronger. If you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I didn't have this to deal with, I wish I didn't have this to deal with, oh my gosh, I would be going so fast and I would be halfway to my dream already. No, that's not your journey. You came here with all these things so that you can do your own journey at your own pace. And part of that learning is going to help you down the road. You just don't know how yet, because you don't even know where you're really headed. You're just starting to see that. So don't rush through anything. Don't let anyone rush you and be like, oh, wait, hold on, you're doing this work, aren't you supposed to be registering an LLC? Wait, aren't you supposed to be, inviting guests to your business launch party? No, don't, like I said at first, you're not really telling people stuff. Don't tell people stuff yet. You got to move at your own pace. You can't have anyone interfering and telling you what to do and hurrying you up. So don't rush through this is the main advice of this card. But the next one is stay grounded. Stay, if this doesn't budge, like you start doing this emotional work on releasing these memories and this experience, this trauma, maybe someone was gaslighting you. That's another thing. They're telling you one thing, and it's another thing, and you know it, but they tell you a million times, you start believing that you're crazy. So there's healing, there's patience. You need to hold space for yourself, and you need to have patience for yourself. You need to stay grounded, and you need to stay, how do I put this? Stubborn. That's the word. You need to stay stubborn. So if this doesn't budge, you need to keep going until it does. If this feels like these beliefs are giving you pushback, You need to stay stubborn until they're gone. You need to stay stubborn, kind of like this person was a little bit. They were sweet, they were gentle, they were kind. They might still be alive, who knows, but this person who really taught you about abundance, they were stubborn. Well, they were stubborn when they had a way and someone said, oh no, you should do it another way. They usually said, oh no, I'll do it the way that I see it. And that my way works for me, and you do it the way it works for you. So that's not a person that's quick to change their mind or their opinion. No, once they choose a course of action, they stick with it. So as a knight, as a young kind of student of that model that you're trying to internalize and learn, this abundance flow, this groundedness, this connectedness to the gifts of the earth, such as creation, such as financial gifts, such as joy and abundance and affluence and just a lush experience. That comes with practice, and that comes with staying grounded, staying the course. Staying the course is the most important message. Staying the course, staying stubborn. If something doesn't budge, if something doesn't immediately give, you got to stay the course. So that's something, an attitude that you need to adopt at this time. Do you see this little bunny rabbit? There is a promise that if you stay the course, that which you aim for will be given. This will budge, anything else will budge, and you will reach your destiny. Everything will happen. You just got to stay the course. So when it seems like it's not going, you got to remember there's a promise. As long as I stay the course, I will get to where I'm going. Very important card, very important. Next one, we have a 10 of Pentacles. And oh my gosh, can I tell you, wow, that is a very powerful card. It's rare, especially in this upright position. And it's also Pentacles, as you can see. It's that same element of abundance, wealth, success, flow, riches, gratitude, manifestation, making your dreams reality. What this card means is that by releasing this stuff, by being stubborn and consistent and staying the course, you're going to unlock this incredible treasury of a gift that will keep on giving, because it's within yourself. It's not some treasure chest outside your house. No, it's you. It's you, it's within you. And the reason I say it's a gift that keeps on giving, that's something of so much value that if you share with the world will share abundance with you, because the value is tremendous. And that is your true talent, your true gift, your true purpose, your reason for the season, for the journey, for all you're doing right now, wanting to serve, wanting to share your gift with the world, and doing the work necessary to be able to really do it 100%. That's what you're going to be able to find. You're going to be able to connect to that limitless, endless abundance within yourself that's going to be renewable. The more you share it, the more it's going to be there for you. The more you use this gift, the better you're going to get at using it. The more you give of it, the more you're going to receive from others. It's just that's the flow. That's the gift. That's the treasure that this person, this energy of steady, consistent, staying in the flow of abundance, this is their secret. They couldn't share this secret with you. Again, even if they're still alive, they can't tell you this. You learned everything you could from them by just observing them or talking with them, or both, but you can't, you're like, what's the secret? Where is this coming from? Where's this steady, consistent influx of abundance coming from? And it's this, and you can only discover it on your own. So if you stay the course, if you do the healing, if you address what happened and release it and forgive it, and don't budge until you're there, that's what you're going to get to. And you're going to be so happy you did this. This is like exactly what you're looking for, by the way. These cards could not be more clear. So then I hope, if you have questions about this card, go ahead. But there really is. It's very clear. It's very straightforward. It's talking about a gift that keeps on giving, endless abundance, and an infinite resource of incredible, tremendous value, because it's your true calling, your true purpose, your true reason to be here. Just like this person, they can't teach you this. You got to learn it on your own. And you're a student of this right now. You just got to stay the course and do the work. Now, the final two cards here. This is the lesson of this reading, right? This one, Eight of Pentacles. Now we see again these pentacles, right? So Eight of Pentacles reversed, it's talking about disruption, right? It's talking about, that's the lesson. That's the lesson of this cycle right now. There's a disruption of how you usually did things, of how you trained yourself, of what you believed before, of how you went about your work, of how you even thought about work or abundance or gifts. Do you see the little mouse? There are these mice again, this mice and this mice. See, they're kind of trying, there's something going on. They're by this little light. They're out looking at this coin. There's the spider. It's a very much a process. So, you know, the lesson of the cycle is this disruption in the way that you're doing things. Is even if right, it's talking about right now. So if it's happening right now, it's a disruption. You're like, yeah, that's all great, but meanwhile, my real life work is having a thing where it's disrupted. That's part of it. That's the only reason that you can go through all of this. If there was no disruption, if there was no break, if there was no something is off and something is different now, you wouldn't necessarily even launch yourself on this. It's all happening in the right time. So if there's disruption with your actual work or what you call as such at this time, take it. Just take it. Be like, okay, great. Thank you, universe. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to heal this, and I'm going to make sure I stay on the course until it's healed. And then this is going to happen because it's already waiting for me. So take the disruption, run with it. The lesson of this card, the lesson of the cycle right now is your disruption is a gift. It's not something to fight or try to understand or blah, blah, blah. No, it's gonna resolve. It's gonna get resolved, and in a way you can't even imagine yet. But take it as a gift. It's the reason you can actually do this work. And really, that's the only work that you're required to do. This will happen. This will you'll just discover it. This is just telling you to stay the course. But this is really the only thing that you're supposed to do, is you're supposed to heal that trauma of that person that made you believe terrible things about yourself, not because you wanted to, but because you had to endure their influence for so long that it kind of poisoned your mentality. You're ready to heal this. So that's really the only thing that you're required to do in order to, you know, to even resolve this disruption. It's going to get naturally resolved. But this disruption is giving you an opportunity to do this work. So don't waste it. Don't waste it. And then final card here, Five of Wands, reversed. This is advice going forward. So you parachuting yourself onto this path of joy, abundance, flow, serving your purpose and being in your purpose is gonna lead to some people being very, very angry with you. And you know, some people outright challenging you, like, who do you think you are to dream this big? You got to be prepared for this. Don't worry about this, but there is, you know already who these people might be. Either someone in your family, someone in your circles that's already exhibited these competitive, jealous behaviors, though before they weren't as threatening. Now they're getting real serious because they're going to see, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's actually doing this. So they're going to try to tear you down, try to hold you back, try to make you doubt yourself. Just know that it's going to happen. And you know what? Don't engage. It's the only advice of this card. Advice going forward into the next cycle. Don't even engage. Don't even say anything. Just say, bless you, or say, I'll pray for you, or say, it's good to know what you really think. And that's it. Don't say anything. Don't emotionally. The biggest thing with this is do not emotionally engage. That's what their aim is to get you emotionally engaged or angrily replying, because then you're going to get dragged into that energy, and again, you're going to get taken away, distracted from this most important journey right now. So just don't engage, and take the disruption as a gift, and do this only thing that is the work that is required. Just one thing. Do that healing. So write down any questions you have. I look forward to discussing this with you, and thanks for your patience in waiting for your reading. All right, take care.